Aylin Sky Astro, a podcast that inspires the present-day visionary to live their best life. Welcome back to Aylin Sky Astro. We are going to be talking about all of Taurus and everything important that you need to know for the zodiac sign of Cancer, if you're Cancer sun, moon, or rising. If you're here for the first time, welcome to Aylin Sky Astro. My name is Aylin Sky. I do astrology coupled with numerology, and this is going to be your forecast for April 2023. Now, this particular whole transit over your numerology for this month, we're going to be talking about what the numerology is and what this indicates. We're talking about Mercury for you specifically this month and Jupiter. Timestamps are provided so that you can kind of skip back and forth. And it is going to be a reading where it's accurate for your rising sign first. So listen to that first. But of course, if you want a bigger reading and you connect to your sun or your moon sign more, you can use these two as well to kind of get a bigger reading. All right, you guys, we're going to be diving into right away into your numerology. Cancer, your numerology this month is 35. 35 is a very specific number that focuses on wealth and position, a particular type of position that you're trying to obtain. This can be a status, this can be some kind of up leveling in maybe even a title in your job, or some kind of particular up leveling that has to do with monetary sort of rewards, or that has to do with you obtaining more money or making more money, or in general, just having more authority or decision-making ability. Okay. So that is what 35 indicates here. Now, the number 3 is correlated to Jupiter. So we're going to be talking about Jupiter because that is what this numerology is highlighting for you this month. And then also number 5 is a number that is indicating Mercury. So a lot of mercurial action this month, and there is actually a lot of Mercury action this month anyway. We're going to dive right into all of it. Now, the first thing that I want to do is I want to just show you guys real quick the chart so that we can kind of follow along with everything. So the first thing we're going to dive into in today's chart is going to be Mercury, because April 3rd, Mercury enters Taurus. Now, for you guys, this is going to be in your 11th house. This means that many of you are going to be focusing a lot on friendship, a lot on future goals, social reputation, because these are the types of things that the 11th house can indicate. The 11th house is a house that's very active. You are connecting to like-minded people, or there is some kind of a journey where you are going to be, connecting to people that think like you, they vibe like you, they are into the same things, and there is a shared sort of, belief that is coming up. Now, what we're seeing right away here is this is a chart of April 18th. So we've kind of moved it forward a little bit. What joins the party with Mercury here is Uranus this month. And this is going to be a very interesting time because for the first time, you are going to be talking or doing or even negotiating things in a very different way. Mercury in Taurus is a time where we are focusing on a lot of valuable conversations. These are conversations that up-level us somehow in monetary ways and also just in worth. Okay. So there is a new kind of journey that you're taking on and conversations that you're opening up with people that are going to be very important that are around you that kind of up level your worth. But it's very different now. It feels different. It's very different. We are in Aries season. So this entire season kind of initiated a new fresh start when it comes to your career. So there are new career goals that are on the horizon, and you communicating to people right now is going to be a key factor this month. Now, I want to just real quick kind of point out everything that is kind of happening here in your chart. So here is Mercury. Every time I try to use these new tools, I always like mess it up. Okay, so here is Mercury. All right, Mercury in Taurus again. This is going to light up your 11th house. This has a lot to do with now new conversations in regards to value, in regards to just you looking for ways on how to improve your career, your legacy, or in general, the actions that you're taking out there in the world. So that's going to be a very busy month, okay? A busy month of conversations, a busy month of negotiating, a busy month of also doing any kind of administrative work, because the sun is in the 10th house. The sun here can indicate, with Aries right here, a fresh start with having to do a lot of paperwork, having to get all of your ducks in a row because of new future goals that you are going after. And that's what I'm seeing for many of you. It looks like you are going to be in this place where you're going to actually just go about your life in a way where you are going to embark into a fresh start, but it requires for you to kind of organize quite a bit. And so this is what's kind of coming this month for many of you. Okay. Now, the next transit that's really important here to talk about is Mercury square Pluto. Why is this really important? This is important because you have to deeply think about ways in which you need to protect yourself now, because the storyline is changing when it comes to your commitments and when it comes to trust and trusting your life and trusting your commitments and trusting sort of these sort of kind of things that are connecting you to life that have a lot of deep meaning. Okay. Pluto is in your 8th house. This has to do with a deep meaning for your life. But the conversation around this is changing this month because Mercury square to Pluto is bringing up you having to think about your life in a different way now. Pluto is now in Aquarius. You can see Pluto here at 0 degrees in your 8th house. That Pluto at 0 degrees in the 8th house, that is you now understanding that your life and the meaning of your life and your commitments, they're going to be so different. And it's giving you insight to what you're committing to over the next 2 months. You're going to see this kind of change. Your storyline is changing, stuff that you're committing to, and it's bringing you a completely different conversation where you have to sort of investigate your feelings a little bit more. And of course, Mercury is going to retrograde at the end of the month. So you're going to get a lot of, time to review what you're committing to. Who are going to be the key partners in a way, or the key support in your life in a way that is going to make this future goal happen alongside with you, or goals that you're setting, or things that you need to get done that require for you to get yourself organized, right? So this journey with Pluto, by the way, is going to be, of course, over the next 20 years, but Pluto here at 0, it is going to stay here for about 2 months, and then it goes back into Capricorn, where you will be revisiting some conversations in regards to your one-on-one relationships. But we will talk more about that when the time comes. Right now, this Mercury square Pluto is really you digging in deep, getting sort of to understand what the impacts will be, even for the future, and what you need to protect right now, and maybe even what you need to protect from. There might be some conversations that are going to be unusual, or new offers that come in, and you start to realize, okay, I must be cautious right now because I need to be able to trust this. Trust is a huge thing with 0 degrees. Okay. Thing I want you to keep in mind, trust is a huge one. Okay. And at times during the month, because of this Mercury square Pluto, because it's making you think so much, there might be moments here where you feel like that things are not going to, go in a direction that you want them to. Don't worry, okay? This is just sort of a review period right now, and you're having to think about things in a different way, and there's new unexpected ways in which you need to think about protecting your life and protecting even your social reputation or the commitments that you have for your career. And they will be different. And you have to sort of reorganize stuff and adjust. This is an adjustment period when it comes to your career, when it comes to your commitments, and when it comes to your social reputation or any kind of future goals that you have. This can even involve some kind of technology. 11th house, Mercury being in Taurus here, the 11th house, this is some kind of technology or some kind of, having to dive into communicating in a way where it is connecting you far beyond what you could imagine. Okay. These are types of themes that you could be diving into. I do want to cover real quick the full moon in Libra at 16. This full moon report, make sure that you go listen to my full moon report because I am going to cover this more in depth. This is going to happen on the 6th. This full moon in Libra is at 16 degrees. For many of you, this is going to be a time where you will have to just sort of think about the meaning of your life even deeper and your spirituality. And you will be coming into this conversation where you'll be taking a look at just in general how your life is evolving at this time because it is just so different than what it used to be. Okay. For you guys, the meaning of because your career is going into a new zone with a fresh start, your family life is going to be changing as a result of it. And there might be things that are going to come up here that you didn't expect that you need to take care of. These are the types of things I'm seeing with the full moon, but we're going to dive deeper into it in the other report. So make sure you look out for it. The next thing I want to talk about here is going to be the Sun Jupiter conjunction. Because your numerology is 35, this indicates that Jupiter plays a role here where your beliefs will come into play. And this is a really nice energy, you guys. April 11th, the Sun and Jupiter are going to come into a conjunction at 21 degrees. This is awesome. Why? Because this is energy on steroids. This is going to give you a huge boost. This is going to make you just come alive again. Like the beginning of the month starts out with a lot of having to sort of think things through, having to kind of dive deeper, dive deeper into your trusting sort of themes. And then here comes Sun Jupiter, which is energy on steroids, feeling good, feeling like you will be able to accomplish whatever you are setting out to do, whatever you're focusing on this month. This is also sort of a party energy. A part of you might feel like, you're coming back to life because there is this fresh start. Yes, there are some challenges, but there is a part of you that feels like there's a supportiveness, there's a supportive energy. And for some of you, this might also be unexpected support that is coming through, especially through male energy. Okay. This is another thing that you could be taking a look at. This is finding the solutions to any kind of conflicts that you could be coming about, which I really, really like as well, because many of you are going to be working on expanding your career so much. There can be a lot of things that you run into or some kind of fresh start that requires to have more support, and so it feels good to have this kind of backing at times when we're moving through shifts in stuff where we're doing more out in the world. Okay. So this is a really nice energy. And that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Overall, for the month of April of 2023, I think many of you are going to start to realize that your trust in yourself is growing. Okay. And that is what I believe that this month really is trying to pull forward anyway. It's about creating wealth. A lot of what is on your mind is now this up leveling I talked about in the very beginning, numerology at 35. This is you expanding your wealth, expanding your knowledge, and becoming a lot more curious about what else you can accomplish to your career, when it comes to your goals, when it comes to your life. And this may require for you to think of your life very differently. This may require for you to dive deeper into your commitment levels and take a look at what that looks like now. And there is a sense of maturing that is coming with that as well. Okay. Now, the other thing that I do want to do to wrap up today's reading is I am going to be pulling a tarot card for you to see what is the last sort of final message. What's the last focus? Okay. What should you be focusing on overall this entire month? All right. So let's take a look at that. The card for you is the Four of Swords. I honestly feel like with the Four of Swords, this is really a message about you realizing it's time to kind of get your energy out of this mode where you've been thinking and contemplating a lot, and it's time to sort of move on. Okay. That is what I'm seeing here. And that's what a lot of the end of this month is going to be about. The end of April is going to be about you starting to understand what you actually need to be focusing on, what you want to be focused on moving forward. And it comes right with that Mercury, retrograde that is going to start at the end of the month. And I think for many of you, this is going to be a time where you're going to start to realize, okay, I have contemplated and reviewed decisions, and now it's time to move on. Now it's time to get my, hands dirty and get myself out there and do the things that I need to do in order to get my life moving into a direction that I want it to go, or handle things that have been sort of on my mind or on my to-do list. And this will require for you to kind of wake up a little bit more. Okay. That's what's coming at the end of the month. And I think that when you move into May, what I'm predicting for many of you is that with this Mercury retrograde starting to kind of move through that 11th house, you're going to start to identify some of the new things that you're wanting to focus on with your career, but then also the types of people that you want to connect to. And I think that this is going to be a new uplifting energy for many of you. Okay. And that's what I'm seeing here for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I hope that you enjoyed today's forecast. If you were here for the first time, I would love for you to hang out with me, subscribe, ring the bell. Make sure that you ring that bell so it notifies you every time I put out a new video. And I will see you guys back here next episode. Bye.